My teacher called me worthless in front of everyone, so I made him beg for his job. Why even bother trying, Emily? You're just not smart enough. That's what Mr. Langston, my high school English teacher, said to me in front of the entire class. I remember every face turning toward me, some wide-eyed, others smirking. My face burned, my chest tightened, and I wanted nothing more than to disappear. I'd always been shy, always struggled with anxiety, and he knew that. That made it worse. I went home crying that day. My mom tried to complain to the school, but they brushed it off. He's a respected educator, they said. Maybe she misunderstood him. I didn't misunderstand anything. He called me worthless. So I decided to show him just how wrong he was. Step 1 was simple. I started recording everything. Every backhanded comment he made. Every insult. Every time he berated students instead of teaching. I wasn't the only one he targeted. It was just my turn that day. But there were others. I talked to them quietly after class. One girl had been told she'd never be a real writer because she liked fantasy. A boy was mocked for having a speech disorder. By the end of the month, I had recordings, screenshots, and written statements from 10 other students. Still, I knew the school wouldn't act unless they had no choice. So I went a step further. I created an anonymous blog. Behind Langston's desk, I posted 1 story per day, always backed by proof. I blurred student names, but not his. The blog gained traction fast. Teachers whispered. Parents shared it. A local reporter picked up the story. That's when things spiraled. The school called an emergency meeting. Mr. Langston, red-faced and stammering, tried to deny everything, but the evidence was too strong. One student's mom brought a flash drive, another printed screenshots. The school board couldn't ignore it anymore. They suspended him indefinitely pending investigation. But that wasn't enough for me. You see, I'd already contacted former students. One of them had nearly dropped out because of Mr. Langston's bullying. He offered to speak publicly. Another admitted she'd changed career paths because he told her she wasn't smart enough for college. The real moment of justice came 2 weeks later. A video surfaced online. Mr. Langston standing in front of a classroom, apologizing through gritted teeth. It was a forced apology, broadcasted to try and save face. But I wasn't interested in his words. I watched as the man who once called me worthless stood there trembling, begging for forgiveness, begging to keep his job. He didn't. He was fired the next day. And I got accepted into the top creative writing program in the state. I used that story as the basis of my college essay. Turns out I wasn't worthless. I was just underestimated. And Mr. Langston will never forget that.